All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So I'm going to try and have this video be as informative and to the point as possible, but you'll have to pardon me if I end up rambling about these things. Basically, if you guys didn't notice, my channel was compromised. My channel was hacked the other day by some bullshit Bitcoin miner idiots. And they ended up privating all of my videos, because if they ended up deleting all of my videos, YouTube steps in automatically when tons of content gets deleted. So instead, all they had to do was private them so that YouTube didn't notice their system, notice them doing this. And because of it, I ended up just selecting all of my videos and making them public. There is going to end up being fixes to the channel. Hopefully, I have heard from YouTube about it all, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So first of all, I feel like I need to say thank you, because I would have just been completely fucked if not for you guys. Like, my whole channel, my whole career, my whole livelihood, I've been doing YouTube since 2011. We've built up our community, we've built up our family, and I feel that more so now than ever before, because I was completely locked out of my Google account. And the irony is that in order to end up getting technical help from Google support, you have to be logged into a Google account. I literally called a Google number and they basically just said, "Oh, we're sorry, we can't end up resolving any of these issues over the phone. So log into your account and just try to recover your account. Okay, bye." But it was a robot, because you can't talk to anybody nowadays. And I couldn't recover my account because the hacker changed all of my recovery information. And so they changed my phone number, so I couldn't use my phone number to get back into my account. They changed the recovery email to the same email. So literally it was like, here's the hacked email. Can I recover this? And then we sent a recovery code to the same email that's compromised. Like, you can't make this up. It's so goddamn stupid. And as far as account security is concerned, if anybody at Google is watching, which I doubt, Jesus Christ, you guys, do your job. I have a very simple solution that would have resolved this entire issue, which is one of two things. So in short, the way that they ended up getting into my account is they used a program or whatever. They basically had a very convincing fake sponsorship opportunity from NordVPN, where I would have talked about it for 30 seconds and blah, blah, blah. I've done stuff like this in the past, not very often, but basically these guys had it all looking very legit and I got tricked. And ultimately they ended up grabbing my cookies from my internet browser. And it was as simple as that, because what happens with Google, if you guys haven't noticed, is when you try to log into your email or whatever, it basically will have two-step authenticator or use your phone number or whatever. You have all these different options of confirming that it's you, right? But there's a little checkbox before you sign in with that says this is a trusted device. And when that has been checked, it means that from your device, whether it be your computer or your cell phone, you basically never have to go through the two-step authenticator ever again, right? This right here is the problem with Google's account security, because it wasn't enough that these guys were able to end up getting my cookies and getting my password and stuff. What happened was they were able to, with their programs, their fancy hacker software, they were able to piggyback on my computer so that Google thought it was me logging into my email through a trusted device, because it thought that they were logging in from my computer. And then as soon as they were in there, it doesn't stop there. As soon as they were in there, they were able to change my recovery email, turn off two-step authenticator, change my cell phone number. All of this, mind you, I never got a single security notification. Like, Jesus Christ. It's so simple. Just get rid of that checkbox that says this is a trusted device. Never, ever allow that to happen, and the problem would have been resolved. But on top of that, I have another tip that YouTube or Google could end up using, which is if somebody tries to turn off two-step authenticator or change my cell phone number or something like that, I should get notified on the cell phone or authenticator app, and it should ask me, is this you? Do you want to actually do this? Because just because someone's logged into your account doesn't mean that they should be able to tamper with everything without any repercussions. So stupid. But anyways, so I ended up thankfully having my Twitter, because otherwise I think that I would have just been up shit's creek without a paddle. There would have been nothing I could do. So I tweeted about it, and you guys were absolute ballers, backing me up, retweeting it, getting lots and lots of attention on this, until eventually Team YouTube ended up stepping in, telling me to meet them in the DMs. All of this took place over the course of 5 hours, mind you, and I was already really tired. I wanted to go to bed. And I was streaming it over on Twitch because I didn't have my YouTube at the time, because I needed emotional support, and you guys were there for me, and I just am eternally grateful for you guys being so attentive and caring and just amazing people, you know. So anyways, DM Team YouTube, and they basically link me to the partner support program, get me in contact with them, and basically I fill out a big forum giving them as much information as possible to prove it's me, and then they end up you know, giving my account back, but not before they copy striked the live stream that the hacker Bitcoin miners were using on my channel. Which, funny enough, means that as soon as I got my channel back, it said, you got a copy strike. And it was like, oh. Now, it's not like a full-on bad copy strike. It basically is something that would eventually go away after 90 days. But basically, the way that copy strikes work on YouTube is if you get 3 copy strikes, you're out. Your channel just automatically gets deleted, and there's barely anything you can do to get it resolved. However, people have done false copy strikes in the past, and so YouTube has similar methods where they would end up resolving the problem. But the point is that I ended up contacting YouTube support. Now I actually have a direct line with them, which is great because I didn't before. I used to have a custom, like a personal agent for YouTube partnership, but basically the program got too big for them to have that sort of individual interaction, and so I lost contact with my agent, and I mean there just isn't an agent anymore. So anyways, now I actually have a YouTube support contact, which is great. And they basically told me, like, I was asking them, well, are you guys going to be able to roll my channel back to the way that it used to be? And so I didn't touch my channel. I was waiting for a response from them. And basically they said, yeah, we'll do our best to end up resolving all of your issues and getting everything back to normal. But it's going to take a few weeks because they're basically going to have to send it to the Google team, who has to send it to the tech team, and blah, blah, blah. There's a huge process towards it, which is kind of stupid when you think about how easily the channel can get fucked into the ground, and then it takes weeks to recover it all. It's like, bro, why can't you just press a button and fix it? It's just, sorry, I'm frustrated about the whole situation. So anyways, when I heard that it was going to potentially end up taking a few weeks, I decided to take measures into my own hands, because I knew that there is no way in hell that I could wait for weeks before I start producing content again. Not only because YouTube is my livelihood, but I personally would start going crazy, not being able to interact with you guys and give you guys the videos that you deserve, you know? Not to mention just doing YouTube in general and playing video games and stuff. It's all my stress relief, right? Like, this is my life. This is my livelihood, and this is my passion. It's something that I love doing, and I'm always going to count my blessings every single day that I have you guys backing me up. Because these assholes tried to put me into a corner, and as much as I'm still very emotionally stressed out about the whole situation, you know, I'm not going to let it get to me, because then they win, right? So I'm already trying to alleviate a lot of my stress, but I'll talk about how I handle stress a little bit later. So basically, I ended up selecting all of my videos and making them all public, because if a channel deletes all of their videos, then YouTube grabs them right away. So what these hackers did was they just set all of my videos to private. This is years and years and years, thousands and thousands of videos that all got sent to private. So I ended up just sending all of them to public, because fuck it. It's easier for me to just select everything, set it to publish. However, I didn't know that YouTube's system was so stupid, because basically privating a video is almost the same as deleting it. So a lot of the views fluctuated on videos that were set private and then set public. And a lot of the comments got removed as well. Not all of them, which is weird, but just some stuff got lost in the translation of setting the videos from public to private to public, right? So I assume and hope that that's what YouTube is going to end up resolving. And more specifically, I really hope that they can resolve the permissions for these videos, because there were some videos that I had private for a reason, and there was some videos that I had for members only for a reason. And that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to address right now while I have your attention, is because I'm sure that you noticed your sub feed blew up because basically YouTube was treating my 5-year-old videos as if I was just publishing them now, right? So on top of that, there's a lot of smaller videos that were basically like tests or, you know, with annotations in YouTube, or, you know, generally speaking, it would just be like these little ads that I would end up recording, sending to an advertiser for them to confirm it's okay for me to put it into a video. Just these little dinky videos that were never meant to be public are now public on the channel. And so you might see a lot of those in your sub feed as well, which is going to be a little bit odd and a little bit abrasive. It also means, because suddenly all of my videos got set to public, and with how YouTube operates, where it thinks that these videos are being published for the very first time, it means that my original video where I talked about being hacked and everything like that basically just got buried, and all my recent content just got absolutely buried by older content that was just set to public. So it's a very, very frustrating situation, but stuff like that is beyond my control, so there's not really much I can do about it. I am slowly going through some videos where I'm hand picking and setting them to private and stuff like that. But generally speaking, I don't really have enough time to look back at the past over videos that are as old as 2011. And whether or not they need to be private or public or members only and stuff like that. Like, I've got so many videos on the channel, I can't be bothered. So most of all, it's when you guys are suggesting some stuff that is like really awkward and weird, or frankly speaking, if I just notice something out of the blue where I'm like, that really shouldn't be public, like that. Like, it has to be something where it's enough of a problem that I got to step in and be like, okay, I'll private that. But I'm, again, really hoping that YouTube or Google or whatever can end up resolving that over the next few weeks, because I had my channel and everything set up in such a way that I was very content with it and very happy with it, right? But now it's kind of all in shambles. I did resolve as much of it as I could, though. Now, another quick thing that I do gotta mention is you guys brought to my attention that there is a Scyushi clone out there, some fake asshole, which I don't even know, like, what goes through these people's heads, right? Who is going to try, like, what type of psychopath tries to benefit from someone else's problem that quickly, you know? So with this false channel, I haven't really looked into it, but if it becomes a bigger problem, I can talk to YouTube about it. But generally speaking, I'm trusting you guys to just nerf their videos into the ground, you know, just put a bunch of false claims on their videos and stuff, how they're an imposter, and get them copy striked until the channel gets deleted or something. Otherwise, again, I can step in if it becomes a big problem. But something to keep in mind for the future, how you can always know whether it's me, is the little check marks, the little check mark that I have next to my channel name is my channel being verified. Now, obviously that could be a problem if what this imposter is trying to do is basically they're trying to act like it's me on an alternate account talking how my main account was hacked. But that's the thing, is I don't have an alternate account for YouTube. I never created one. So like, that's why I ended up reaching out to Twitter to end up getting this whole all this issue resolved. But anyways, it's not that big of a deal. I wanted to talk about how I'm handling stress, just because I know that I'm going to get questions about it. I've always had the philosophy where you should never stress about something that you can't control. And despite the fact that obviously this still has me emotionally, you know, just stressed out and frustrated and angry and all that stuff, generally speaking, everything is back within my control. I am still worried in the back of my mind that at any point my channel could be compromised again, which I think is going to take a while for me to get over that paranoia, generally speaking, I'm going to be a lot more secure and confident going into how I handle security in the future. So, you know, I have my account completely locked out. Like, there's no way in hell people can get into it now, unless I end up making another dumb decision like that. But generally speaking, it's most of all on YouTube's end, not really mine. But anyways, so that's kind of how I deal with stress. It's not only just playing video games, but trusting in you guys and your supportive comments and stuff. And then also just, yeah, like thinking to myself, it's like, it doesn't really add to the situation being stressed out about it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and it's beyond your control. So if a lot of my videos don't ever end up getting set properly where they're private or members only, or, you know, whatever, if YouTube never resolves that, there's no point in me stressing out about it, because if they don't resolve it, I sure as shit ain't gonna fix it, because that would be like thousands of videos to resolve with that problem. But also, I think it ended up, you know, this kind of ended up happening at a perfect time for me, which I know is a very weird thing to say, because Elden Ring we got next week, which I'm genuinely like super duper hyped for. But also we had the new Horizon Forbidden West game come out on PS5. I think it's on PS4 as well. But I streamed that for like 7 hours straight, because that's my stress relief, is streaming and playing video games and hanging out with you guys and stuff. So I'm glad that I have a new game to keep me distracted, you know, because the game is actually pretty immersive, and it's pretty hard too, so it's kind of frustrating in a good way. But yeah, so anyways, I guess that pretty much covers everything that I needed to talk about. And once again, I just wanted to say thank you guys, like sincerely, because I wouldn't have been able to get my channel back without you. So here's to the future, and hopefully something like that never happening again. The funny thing is that I could feel in the back of my mind that something was going to go wrong. I just didn't know it was going to be something like that. So anyways, I love you guys, and I appreciate your positivity and support. It means the absolute world to me. I don't think I would even bother continue doing what I do without you guys being there. So yeah. Anyways, I gotta record a video bitching about the Shadowhunter reworks now. Bye guys.